Can you tell? I put glitter on my eyes. For today's video, I thought it would be a good idea to give book recommendations to the cast of Euphoria, because I just feel like all of them just need to sit down and relax. Some of them I have multiple recommendations, and some of them I only have one. Here are all the books I have to recommend for the entire cast. I'm not going to say what these books are about. I'm just going to go through my list. And if you relate to these characters in any sort of way, or if you want to know them a little deeper, these are the books you should read. Should we do Rue first? Because I feel like she probably needs it the most. You can probably assume before I even show it what book I'm about to recommend Rue. Go ahead and guess. She is sober now. But this book is very much Rue. This, if you know, you know. If you don't, read it and then you'll know. You know what? I honestly don't think she could learn anything from it, but I just feel like she could relate to it a lot. And you know what? Maybe she could learn from it. Maybe this will make her take a step back and like analyze her life and what she's really doing, or what she was doing now that she's sober. So yeah, we'll do Jules next. I never read this book because I'm too scared. But I know what it's about. And so for Jules, I recommend Birthday Girl, because I just feel, what's the girl's name? Jordan? I feel like maybe Jordan and Jules could relate to each other. If you know, you know. Again, if you don't, you can look up what this book is about and then you'll know. Now for Cassie, I'm giving this girl something that she can take with her. I'm recommending her something that she can probably learn from. I'm going to recommend her My Body by Emily Ratajkowski. I feel like, because Miss Emily is a very great activist for women's rights and women empowerment, I feel like Cassie needs this right now. She needs it. And if you don't know what this book is about, I just did a book review on this book in my last video, so if you want to check it out, you can. If you don't, you don't have to. But this is the one I'm recommending Cassie, because I just feel like she just needs to learn something. And I think maybe this will be the one she could learn from. So for Nate, I'm going to recommend not only a book, but I'm also going to recommend an entire author. The book I'm going to recommend Nate is Diary of an Oxygen Thief. I just feel like him and the author would get along so well. And no, this is a book I never actually finished because it was so insufferable. I could not sit through another page of what this author was talking about. I couldn't. I'm also going to recommend an entire author to Nate, because I just feel like he would thoroughly enjoy this person's work. Charles Bukowski. And you're probably thinking, why do you have two of his books? Okay. You got me. I kind of like it. And I don't stand for anything that this man represents. But I think Nate would enjoy some of these poems. And probably, relate to some of them too. For Lexi, I know Miss Girl is studious. I know she loves learning. So I'm going to give her something she can learn from. I'm recommending her The People's History of the United States. I never read this. My sister actually gave it to me for some reason. I think because she didn't want it on her shelf or whatever. But I just feel like Lexi would pick this up on her free time. I feel like she would thoroughly enjoy reading this and reread it multiple times. This would be a yearly read for her. I'm also going to recommend her The wisdom of the Native Americans, because I feel like Miss Girl loves expanding her knowledge on cultures and ethnicities and religions and practices that she's not part of.
Yo, how the fuck do you know all of this?
I don't know, by reading.
You know, because I feel like she wants to be woke. She wants to be aware. She wants to know what's going on, what's happening. And I just feel like this could give her a little piece of that. Should we do Kell or Maddie next? Now, for Kell. I have 2 recommendations for Kell. And one of them's probably very obvious. Like, you're probably already assuming which book I'm going to recommend. And you'd be right. I am recommending him Call Me By Your Name. I have to. It only makes sense. Because I feel like he would relate. The next book for him is very comparable to Call Me By Your Name. It's not as talked about as Call Me By Your Name, but it should be, because in my opinion, I thought it was so much better. It's not illegal. I also made a video about Call Me By Your Name and the second book, Find Me. So if you want to check that out, you can. It's in my channel somewhere. And if you have seen it, you know that I don't really care for Call Me By Your Name because, well, the age gap. I didn't like that. This one takes place in France. And this one took place in Italy. So, I don't know. I just felt like they were very comparable, but this one, to me, is better than Call Me By Your Name. Now for Maddie. It was hard to come down to specific recommendations for her because I just feel like her character evolving constantly. But I have 3, and I feel like these 3 will cover just about almost every aspect of her life that we know about so far. The first one is what my mother and I don't talk about. And no, we don't. We know that her and her parents don't have the best relationship, and so that's why I am recommending her this one, because I feel like this could give her some type of closure in that area of her life. The next book I am recommending her is A Kind Worth Killing. If you know what this book is about, then you know. Basically, I'll give a brief rundown of what this book is about because I know this book isn't that popular. There's a cheater in this book. There's a cheater in this book, and they basically justify. Now this next one, it's a bit deeper. The meaning behind it, not necessarily, well, the book is kind of deep because it does deal with certain subject matters, but I'm recommending It Ends With Us because I think this girl just needs to end it with Nate. Let Nate go with literally, I just pulled a Nate when he was in the bathroom arguing with Cassie and called Cassie Maddy.
She's not good for you, you're not good for her, and I will do everything I can to prevent it.
Maddie, that's literally fucking insane. Maddie, Cassie,
Oh my god. Oh, I'm humiliated. Anyways, I feel like Maddie needs to end it with Nate and leave Nate with Cassie. Let them figure it out. Miss Girl is better than that. She's better than them. And she knows it. Miss Girl knows it. She needs to read this. She needs to see that, yes, it's hard to move on, but she's got to do it. She has to do it. I love Faye. And you know what? Miss Girl had me scared for a little bit because I thought she was going to snitch on him. Thought she was going to side with Cluster. But last minute, Miss Girl pulled through, dropped the glass. Though she should have said something sooner and that whole situation could have been avoided. But you know what? I'll let it go. I'll let it go because at the end of the day, she did do something to try to prevent it. Didn't work, but she tried. She dropped the glass. She said, so I'm going to give her credit. Love her to pieces. I'm recommending her in Watermelon Sugar. Now hear me out. Miss Girl is never fully there. Right? We all know she's not. I just feel like she would find this book so entertaining. It's a short read. I'm not asking too much of her. She could do it. But I just think she would find it so funny, so interesting. You know, like, I just feel like that's where her mind is constantly at. She lives in iDeath. Lastly, I want to recommend Ashtray book. I'm going to recommend Ashtray, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, because I feel like he just needs to be a kid again. Ashtray needs to just take it back a little bit. Let's rewind. Ashtray is unhinged. You know what? And maybe him and Fez could read the series together. They could read it together. So I'm recommending both Ashtray and Fez. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. But anyways, that's it. That's all I have for the cast of Euphoria. If this made you want to read any of these books, great. If it didn't, I understand. But regardless, this is what I think the characters would like. So I just feel like each character, regardless if they're good or bad, you can find something within them that you can relate to. At least for me. I don't know. I found something to relate to within all the characters. If you like this video, thanks. If you didn't, if you watched all the way through, if you didn't, sorry, I feel like I'm on the set of Euphoria. I gotta go. Bye.